Where did I not change the... Didn't change the sound output? Okay, no, I did. We will see what I need to adjust in a second. But we're going to continue. I've done 2 jobs so far. Probably get some more shit. Those are just to make it look different. I'd pass for now. Cleaning solution might be full. We're gonna see if I can hold off for a bit on the cleaning solution. Just jump on in. Well, let's see. I mean, I know I want to do the... Oh. Cool, I didn't know I could do that. Alright, we're gonna jump over and clean this real quick. I know it's not gonna give me no money, and sorry I have pizza. I can put it down every so often though. Okay. Let's fucking go. We're extremely grateful you took the time to come out. Yeah, cool. Sorry I got pizza grease on my hands. Your liquid oxygen officers open carefully. Oh, cool. Kind of surprisingly, this is getting quite a bit off. I guess if it's just dust, yeah, it'll get it. Alright, let's see. I do need to lower audio volumes, it looks like. Like that. I think I can leave those. Okay, that's much better. That's not nearly as loud. Hey, Don! Okay, you're the guinea pig. Are audio levels good? Is the game still a suitable volume and I'm still hopefully louder than it? Oh, perfect. Whew. Already beautiful. Cool. Until I have eradicated the threat of dust? I would hardly call dust dangerous. If dust is dangerous, why are you trying to colonize Mars? They have extreme dust storms. Anyway, how are you, Don? It's been a while. I've taken a couple weeks off just because I was lazy, and I think last week I was playing with Sims mods, which means I can never stream Sims again. I don't know what I just completed. Okay. Well, that's done. I think we're... Oh, I didn't check. I mean, moon dust is actually pretty bad for people. Really? Just because we've not been exposed to it, I would assume, then? Or is it a fancy substances? Psychoactive chem. Why am I here, then? Psychoactive anything is awful. Well, not awful if you're using it right, but like... I've been pretty good, managed to get the flu. Oh, I am very sorry. I hope it didn't knock you down for too long. I've been good. I've been chilling. I focused on classes a bit more, because I do need to pass this semester. Especially since I've already registered for the next semester, and it got much more expensive. So in an effort to try to finish before it gets so expensive I can't pay for it, I need to kind of hurry. Because a job ain't giving me another raise. I inquired about that and was told no, so it's like I either need a new job or to pass and hurry so I can get a new job that pays well. This is surprisingly easy, like... It's not been as complex as most of the other ones. Did I already get you? Oh, I did get you. I don't... A lot of people give me crap for this, but I don't mind it too much on the ideology part. Because I understand that the only reason it really fails is that humans are shit. No matter what ideology you pursue, it's bound to fuck up, because humans. Thank you, history classes, for helping me understand that. Because every ideology people want has been tried and has failed at some point or other. So it's like, I don't mind it. It's not perfect, it's not great, no system's going to be, though. But yeah, it's definitely annoying that it's like, oh, my company thinks they can't afford to pay me, and I can't afford to pay school, so like, I'm kind of in a stalemate of, I'm trying to leave. I tried to explain that to some of my friends that like, yo, nothing's going to be as perfect as it was initially written down. They refuse to understand that. And I don't mean like they're just not like seeing it. I mean like I've had friends tell me, no, I refuse to look at history and see that they all fail at some point. Which is incredibly aggravating. Oh, perfect. So what do I have? Oh, I have these wheels still. That one especially is going to be a pain in the butt. Perfect. This is actually much more difficult than I was anticipating. There we go. There's a lot of small parts. I'm starting to miss the giant playground. And like, the angle of the sun and the fact that this is all metal is not helping. There you are. Body-mounted sensor, wheel hub. What? Which hub? That one's done. That one's done. That one's done. And I am really starting to miss the playground. Yeah, I know which one it is now. It's the one I can't really get to. Alright. There we go. Body-mounted sensor. There. Mystery hatch, what? Where's this mystery hatch? Okay, I don't see it on the bottom. I don't see it on the top either. Oh, clear over here. Oh no, that was done, thankfully, but like, yeah, so many. Can I throw it? No. Lame. Found the source of the contaminant they were talking about? Oh, I guess I could have not been a dumbass and followed the footsteps. I didn't even notice this. I'm gonna jump back a second. You said moondust is actually pretty toxic? Why is that? Do you know? Like, do we know the reason? That's probably the better question, is do we know the reason in general? I jumped at that, I'm not gonna lie. Tired. Wanna knock it down? Okay. Going back to the moondust, I know that a while ago, but it was because it's very abrasive, so it rips suits and messes up your respiratory system. Ah! Interesting. Good timing indeed. And pizza time. We're gonna resume the job even though I can only play with one hand. Or, I have to play with two hands. Oh. I agree. Don't I have a ladder? Beautiful, okay, I'm pretty sure this one's done now. Okay, first thing I'm getting this time is the roof. Actually, could I use this one? I know it's less pressure, but like, I'm just staying close to it, right? And I am now very keen and aware that it is very quiet if I'm not talking. Is the music turned off? And I don't actually know how to have, without cutting off the game sound, I don't know how to have my Spotify just play my copyright-free music. I'm sure I could figure it out quick, but has relatively... I mean, that does make sense. Like, it hasn't large pieces with jagged edges. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me too much now that I think about it. Because, like, there's no real atmosphere to, like, burn it up and smooth it out. So, like, jagged pieces, extremely abrasive edges. Yeah, that all makes sense now that I stopped dum-dumming it. I really hope this place had, like, a mudstorm that did this. Because otherwise it's just kind of nasty. Oh, okay. This is really, like, cool to know. Right? And, like, I understand playgrounds getting dirty, they are outside, but I've never seen one caked in dark dirt like this. Like, because you have people climbing on it and playing on it, it does kind of help shake the dirt off. So, like, has this just been abandoned for multiple huge dirt and mud storms? That, looking at this area, they should definitely not get. Same with the yard I did. I did the neighbor's yard and the truck just on my own, so I wanted to play the game. But like that yard, how do you cake it in so much dirt? I think would be prolonged flood or something. Looks like it was extract. Yeah, right? And like, oh jeez, how did I miss this? Okay. Just to make sure. Because now I am not sure I got this complete tower. I'll give myself a little, like, area around it. But, like, yeah, no way should it be so filthy. They pulled this out of Crystal Lake with Jason's body. Okay, there, I should be able to know, and that's gonna bug me. That is also gonna bug me. I don't know if I streamed after this, but I went and watched Scream 6 with a good friend of mine. And I very sadly will not be around them for much longer because they move. They're going to one state for a little while, and then they're moving to another state. They're moving to the state I want to move to, though. That I'm trying to move to, because my sister's also there. So, like, but anyway, I went and watched Scream 6 with her. And, wonderful movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I love horror. If you couldn't tell from me playing mostly horror games on my channel. I don't think you can see my super old VODs anymore. From when I would play Dead by Daylight, but that was, like, where I got most of my followers. It's where I met Ry Loopy, who, like, really need to play and stream with again. It's like, she was pretty good. She was good at the game. Okay, look at how much. Look at the fucking difference. That's fucking insane. Let's clean some of the smaller stuff, just so I feel that accomplishment. But, great movie. I won't spoil too much, but they break a few of the rules of horror movies. Yeah. Oh, I didn't know highlights stayed forever. I thought highlights also deleted. I did know about highlights. Most times if I want to do highlights, I download the VOD and plan on either cutting it or uploading the VOD permanently to my YouTube. That said, I have things downloaded that I've just been too lazy to upload. I think. I might not, actually. I might be a terrible person and a liar. Oh, Jesus, why did you do that? But, they delete after 31 days. So I'm pretty sure all my Dead by Daylight stuff, which was in 2021, should be gone. Sadly, but also not sadly, because I burnt out of that so fucking hard. So hard, in fact, that I've only loaded the game to either make sure I have the... It's very good. Love it. They break a few of the rules of horror movies, and it was amazing. Where is this dirt that I'm not seeing? This will be one I definitely save to, or download to share the VOD. Because it's very relaxing. I don't see myself saying anything too dumb for this. Should bite my tongue though, because a lot of what I've played recently, I've said something that I decided I really should not upload permanently. I think I've even gone through and deleted the VOD myself. But, yeah, Scream 6 was awesome. I feel bad for my friend, because she surprisingly doesn't have ADHD. Like, when I got diagnosed, I talked to her about that. Because it's like, oh, I got this, and she's like, yeah, I've been tested for that, and I didn't have it. I was like, oh, that's cool. She mentioned it herself. I didn't, like, hey, you should go get tested for this or anything, because I'm not that person. Unless it's, like, glaringly obvious signs. But, I was talking to her, and she's like, I've been tested for it before, but I didn't have it, and it's like, oh, that's cool. We went and saw Scream, and she's like, I don't do great at theaters. I'm like, oh, is it because you're, like, worried about it or something? And she's like, no, it's just I get restless too easily, and being restless causes her anxiety to spike. So it's like, oh, interesting. So I felt bad, because it's like, oh, you definitely could have said no. I would not have taken offense to it. But, it was wonderful. We both liked it. They very much make fun of horror movies in it. Because, they do talk about the rules of horror movies. And it's a Scream movie, so it's like... Of course they talk about the rules of horror movie. It's a horror movie about horror movies. In which someone dies. But, it was so fucking good. I've been debating going and watching it a second time. And I... Do you hear the mayor's cat Ulysses is missing? The whole town's on the lookout for him. That's what we don't have spring till he's put that hat on. I do feel bad, because I've told a few friends, like, oh, they break this rule specifically, and then I'm like, oh wait, that's actually a pretty big spoiler, and now I feel bad. That said, the friend I told, he's not too, like, too uppity on spoilers. Like, gets spoiled, or like a small detail, not a small detail, or a detail gets spoiled, but the rest of the movie's still for me to experience, I don't care. And it's like, oh, thank God you're like me. Even if it gets spoiled in its entirety, I don't really care. But yeah, it was great. I liked how it tied back to the others. Made me decide I needed to watch the rest of them. So I've only seen the first one and the sixth one. And then there's a bunch of horror movies out. I feel like that's really weird for April. Like, when I think of April, I don't think of horror movies. If anything, I think of romance movies, because, like, all my friends get engaged in April. They get engaged, and then they plan their weddings for November. It's like, right? Like, after a while, it's like, oh, you didn't spoil this for me. I kind of figured it was gonna happen, because that's what happens in this type of movie. If it's something I'm really excited for, I'll know the pattern, but I missed that one too. I'll know the pattern, and I won't care about spoilers, but it is something that's like, I'll ignore the patterning in most other movies like it, just because it's like, I'm excited for this. I don't care if it gets spoiled, I'll pretend I didn't hear it. Because, like, it's not too hard. People that whine about it are just dumb. And I never went to see it, but, Avengers Endgame was the same way. And I openly told, like, after a few months, after it had been in the theater, like, almost out of the theaters, you know, after that 6-month period where it was in theaters, I told my friends, okay, everyone on the face of the earth has fucking seen this movie. You can now, like, I want you to tell me what happened. They told me, and I'm like, yep, none of that surprises me. What? Why not? I've read the comics, for one. For two, their contracts are up. For three, of course it was gonna happen. They've been leading up to that the whole time. Like, Steve finally retiring, yeah, his contract was up, for one. For two, he was over 100 years old. Like, what do you mean? It's so sad, I didn't expect it. What do you mean? Are you fucking dumb? Or, like, Iron Man dying. I'll put a spoiler warning on this, I guess, when I upload it, but, like, if you haven't seen Endgame, the entire world's bloody seen it, so if you're watching this VOD, what the fuck have you been doing for the last 2 years? I hope it was, like, military or religious excursion, or fucking anything, really. Or you recently got out of being a monk, in which you took a vow of silence and couldn't watch movies. That's probably extremely rude of me. Well, okay. But, like, a lot of it they were telling me about, and it's like, yeah, I could have told you that was gonna happen, could have told you that was gonna happen. One of my friends looked at me, I didn't expect this, but they actually kill Thanos, and it's like, what the fuck do you mean you didn't expect it? With the exception of Loki, most of the other antagonists do get killed. The only reason Loki doesn't is he's a god. The only one that can really kill him is fucking Thor. And Thor's kind of a pussy. He's not gonna kill his brother. Okay, he isn't, and even in his mythology, he's very much not. He's very stalwart and strong and well put together and shit, but like, don't really go off the mythology at all. Yeah, they're like, oh, I didn't expect them to kill Thanos' army or nothing, and it's like, what do you fucking mean you didn't expect that? He vaporized the planet. What do you mean you didn't expect it? Well, they didn't kill anyone else in the other Avengers movies. They 100% kill Ultron guy. Well, they kill his body and try to remove his program. They did not do it successfully, but, like, for all intents, after that movie, Ultron's dead. I'm very excited, though, because they finally started making them dark. Like, you get Strange into the Multiverse, which is the only one I've seen since, Captain America 3? 2? Civil War. Or I guess I've seen Ragnarok. But, like, I haven't seen the Spider-Mans. I don't really care to. I haven't seen Endgame or Infinity War, and don't really care to. Haven't seen Black Widow, Shang-Chi. Don't really care to. Eternals. Strange into the Multiverse. Or Strange and the Multiverse, whatever. Ragnarok. Captain America 2 or 3 or whatever it was. And before that, it was, Iron Man 3. So, like, I'm very far behind on it, you could say. I very much don't care. But with how they made Strange, it gets darker, and it's like, oh, fucking finally. Because, like, have you seen Strange in the Multiverse, Don? I don't feel bad saying it's much darker, but if you haven't seen it, I don't want to tell anything, because, like, it is good. And that might be the one that I wouldn't want to spoil for anyone. But they make it darker, and they set up for some of the darker arcs of Marvel. And it's like, oh, fucking finally. Because the dark arcs in the comics are so much better than just the, oh, happy-go-lucky. Not happy-go-lucky, but like, oh, Red Skull stole an artifact. Red Skull's trying to kill Punisher and Captain America again. Because if you haven't read the comics, Red Skull tries to kill Punisher too. He fails a lot, because Punisher is the Punisher. But like, Deadpool I wouldn't say is dark in any respect. But Deadpool and Ghost Rider are the kind of movies I want to see more of. Because with Ghost Rider, you get insanely dark. With Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, I'm not gonna say Daredevil. Daredevil doesn't get too dark in his comics. He gets really violent. Like, Jesus H, he gets violent. But he doesn't ever get too dark. But like, Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch, who else do they have right now? Loki could be much darker. I didn't watch the TV show. Maybe the TV show's pretty dark. But, like, with Strange, they really start setting up for some of those dark arcs, and it's like, oh, thank you. The dark arc, where they have to decide if they can kill Wanda or leave her to villainy. Oh, whoops. That's a comic arc, though. I doubt they'd make that into a movie. And in the comic, they do decide they can save her, bring her back to being a good person. And Midnight Suns actually briefly touches on it, by the way. In Midnight Suns, she's an apprentice to Doctor Strange, and they talk about how she went very dark for a bit. Oh, that's just Shadow. Okay, this is how I got up there last time. There we go. The end credit scene in Strange sets up one of his wives. And I'm not saying, like, polygamist, polyamorous type thing. 'Cause I don't recall any of the comics doing that. Could be wrong. But, even in the comics, he has notoriously bad luck in love. In that he's either married several times, his girlfriend dies, or he gets rejected, and rejected, and rejected, and rejected. But, the end credit scene sets up for, one of his marriages. And it's a very tumultuous marriage. I'm pretty sure she's one of the ones that dies. But, they also fight. Both together and each other. And I'm very excited, because I liked that arc. And I didn't watch WandaVision. I've seen clips of how they treated Agatha and how they wrote her, and it's like, oh, you could have done so much fucking better with that character. No. So, from what I have noticed, he is extremely cocky in the MCU. Like, yeah, you got Iron Man, who's a cocky piece of shit. And arrogant and rude. And then you have Stephen Strange, who at first is like, oh, he's a nice guy, he's a doctor. And then you kind of see, I was told in the first movie, he decides to do an operation alone that normally has a couple of people with him. And on top of that, he kind of I was told, I haven't seen the first movie, that he kind of overstates his ability because he's that arrogant and overconfident in himself. And I know he's supposed to be a very good neurologist, but, like, that's why he didn't end up with the girl he worked with. He had a crush on. I don't think this is much of a spoiler. He goes to her wedding in one of the, like, very early scenes of the multiverse. But, like, just the way he acts kind of chases people away. Both in friendships, in working with, like, working as a team, in love, in all that. So, like, yeah, he's not allowed to be in the happy department, kinda because he doesn't let himself be in that department. Did I not? I didn't get this side at all. Beautiful. Where's support struts? Oh, it's just right here. Yeah, and he's the same exact way in the comics, if not to a higher and worse degree. Like, he's borderline asshole in the comics. Not even borderline, he is an asshole in the comics. And so is Tony Stark. Like, they both know they are very skilled, so they don't really put up with anyone trying to help them, unless they can see it as absolutely necessary and they have no way around it. But, like, from the clips I've seen, they could have done Agatha much better. Because, like, they wanted to portray her as the evil, in her evil state. Because she does have an evil state in the comics. They just don't do it right. From what I understand, they turned her into more of a manipulator than a witch. Sweet. Look at the fucking difference. How do you let it get this fucking bad? Let's do the trash can real quick. Just quick, small thing. So, like, they set up the, not necessarily darker side, but the more torn apart side of the comics with Strange and the multiverse. Okay, how do I get around the back? Oh, I don't need to. Oh, there was just a ton on the inside. Oops. Okay, that's cool. It's like, I'm kind of excited. I doubt this will happen, but I know Keanu Reeves has been offered multiple times to join the MCU. And he's turned it down multiple times. But, like, I'm really hoping they decide, hey, Keanu, here's the deal. We'll make you Ghost Rider. I feel like he could be a good Ghost Rider. So, like, I would love that. I would love for them to not do the same, like, have him be Johnny. Please have him be Johnny. Don't have him be Robbie. Robbie, I fucking hate Robbie. But have him be Johnny Blaze. Because he gets stronger, for one. For two, he's more cocky and arrogant than Robbie Reyes. But, like, he's earned that. He's not a street racer. He was a daredevil, for God's sakes. and he had extremely violent tendencies already. So, like, Johnny was a good Ghost Rider. The only, like, bad part about him as Ghost Rider was he really started to hate being it, so he really started to try to get out of it. He ends up keeping the Spirit of Vengeance, so I'm pretty sure Robbie's isn't even the Spirit of Vengeance anymore. It's just secondary power? I'm not entirely sure. But, like, he fails to get rid of the Spirit of Vengeance and decides, okay, I'm done. I'm just gonna do what the predecessor before me did and tend to this cemetery. So, like, they can go with that. They could go with... They could do the Second Civil War. They could do Secret Wars. Yeah, as one does. So I'm possessed by a hell demon. I don't want to lose him, but I also hate him. But I also don't want to lose him, so let's just tend this cemetery for the rest of my eternal life. So, and I'm pretty sure that's, like, after years and years of him using and being the Spirit of Vengeance. And the Ghost Rider demon. So I don't think the... No, it is the demon itself that's called the Spirit. Okay. I could be wrong. I need to double check it, but I'm pretty sure that's right. But, like, I'm pretty sure that's towards the end of an average human life that he's like, okay, I'm settling down finally. And I highly... Well, actually, they could do this. Just off the title, I don't feel like this is a spoiler. They experience the multiverse in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse. If that's a spoiler, there's a real issue. Because, like, it's in the title. But, with the multiverse, they can bring certain characters back. They need to bring back Crossbones. I'm sorry, Crossbones is not gonna die in the way they show in Civil War. He's not gonna be beat by Cap that easily. Like, the guy has fucking pneumatic fists and is a little smaller than the Hulk. When I say a little, I mean he's like 400 pounds of pure muscle that stands 7 or 8 feet. So, like, he's not small. Actually, here's the better comparison. Bane and Crossbones are about the same size. Bane from DC and Crossbones from Marvel are supposed to be pretty similar in size. I don't know who they had play Bane in the Dark Knight trilogy. I've only seen the first two movies. So maybe for the Dark Knight trilogy, they had him be pretty small. My next thing is, I haven't seen the Daredevil show. Crossbones and Kingpin, other than Kingpin being short, are about the same size. Crossbones is just more muscle than being sedentary. So, like, he's not this small, not average. He's not like this sergeant. He was a sergeant. But, like, he's not Cap's stature. He's a lot bigger. Some of them are quite good. I do recommend the Dark Knight trilogy. Well, I recommend the first two movies, because that's what I've seen. There we go. So, like, he's not a small character. He's supposed to be this giant mass of muscle and ability. I highly recommend even just pulling it up on YouTube and checking out Midnight Suns, because that's a more accurate representation of Crossbones' size. He's massive. He's massive, he's a skilled marksman, he has a pneumatic fist. Pneumatic is air pressure force. So I don't think it's actually pneumatic, but like a technology fist, like in the movie, yeah. But so much better. I would love to see him resurrect him, or drag him back from the multiverse. Like, that guy was a good actor. I just need a better Crossbones. Go back in time and get buff, massive Arnold. Give me 1980s Arnold, where he was like pure muscle and a giant. And then give him platform shoes so that he's taller. Because I know he's like 6. I know he's not a small, short person, but yeah, we need our giant Crossbones. We need a Crossbones that doesn't die because Cap kicked a grenade at him. Or, Zemo, because I don't think they've really shown him off. I think they could, whether it's the regular Earth or if it's one of the multiverse Earths, I think they could get a very good Zemo going. I'm not overly fond of Kang, so I probably won't actually watch the upcoming Avengers. I don't know. I know other platforms exist, but I'm just picturing. I have a friend. I've been told I am goth, I just don't dress like it. And you know what? I'll accept that, sure. I know my behavior can overlap, I just don't see it. I'll accept punk and I just don't dress like it. But I have a friend who's very much goth and punk. Not punk, just goth. And they have some of those platform boots. I am 6 foot. They are not 6 foot. They are like 5'5". They have one pair of platforms that they've worn once around me, and they were like 6'2", 6'3". And you know what? If that's what it takes to get Arnold to be 7, 8 feet tall, fuck it, let's do it. I'll kick and laugh so fucking hard seeing young Arnold, where he was nothing but muscle, playing Crossbones in 2.5 foot platform heels. Howdy, Dirt Finder. Put everything on hold. Let's do it. Just so we have that change. Did I already? I didn't eat all my pizza. We're finishing my pizza because it's gone cold. I know it won't be Hugh Jackman anymore, but they could get Wolverine again. I liked his movies. Have him have a real fight with Sabretooth. Bring in Morbius. Have him actively fight with Blade, but also have him be his normal, very dark self. He's so good. I just realized most of the stream has been talking about Marvel. I'm okay with that, but also time to switch it when I think of something else to talk about. Good fucking pizza. Okay. Kind of want to jump back onto horror movies. Because there's... For first Wolverine or first X-Men? Because I know I've seen... I don't think I've seen Logan, actually. But, like, his other solo movies I've seen, and they're awesome. I don't know which one's supposed to be first. I assume it's Wolverine Origins. I feel like this would be a great game for Steam achievements, but they don't have Steam achievements, as far as I can remember. Oh, they do! Oh, thank goodness. Girl that killed... that's X-Men. The girl you mentioned is Rogue. And it's not that she kills them. She just takes, like, their energy and their life. Not their life, but drains them of their energy. And power, if they are immune. Which is how she saves Wolverine in that movie. Because he takes a bullet to the brain and she decides, okay, he's still only recently dead. I can take his power, use his own power on him, and it'll bring him back. That's another character I'd love to see him do again. Body, bumper, and chassis. Oh. And the chassis is clean. The body is clean. It's the back bumper, isn't it? She did get stabbed by Logan. I kinda forgot about that too. What do you mean? Oh, right there. Houses go so much faster. So, when she was initially dating... Not initially. She starts to accidentally kill her boyfriend when she's introduced. She freaks out. Her parents don't know how to help her, so they're like, we're sending you to this special school. I think it's actually, they called the National fucking Guard on her. Because they're that confused and scared of her that they're like, yeah, we're gonna call people to see if they can kill you. I don't entirely remember. It's been a long time since I've watched the X-Men movies. But, once she's at Xavier's school, she's dating, I think it was the Ice guy. And the guy that could use, or that had power with fire, was very jealous, because he thought she was cute. Which is okay, because he joins Magneto anyway, and is a total dick. I think out of all the X-Men movies, my favorite is First Class. Which I know is weird and a lot of people disagree with and dislike. But I really liked it. It was cool to see some of the backstory for Xavier and for Magneto. I'm pretty sure that's also the one that got me to start reading comics. Alright, I guess I'm doing the blue circle now. What was the other one I liked? Apparently my brain likes to cut all the romantic subplots out of my memories. I kind of like vaguely remember. I can remember them entirely. If they're a key point. And I know Rogue's relationship with the other mutant wasn't like a key point. But again, she was like my favorite character. So to me it was a good point to remember. Kind of like how both Logan and Cyclops were bloody in love with Jean, and then she dies, and then Cyclops sees her in the body of water, goes insane, and she manages to destroy everything. Because not only was it a hallucination, but it wasn't a hallucination. Oh, I know what they were trying to do and trying to reference, but it's so weird. That's one thing I didn't actually like. I thought they did a wonderful job recasting her when they did the soft reboot with First Class, that soft reboot. And I say soft because it didn't feel like a reboot, really. Especially since they started on a different note. But, I thought Sophie Turner was a good choice. But, I never quite understood why Jean was like this. Oh, she's the most powerful person. Because, like, yeah, she has the strongest and highest ability, and she's got some telepathy on her side. But, like, also, Rogue. Rogue. The woman can steal your power. Which means, if she really wanted to... And she can steal them permanently. I don't think they ever show that in the film, but, like, she does have the ability to just drain you and have them forever. So, like, if she did things correctly, she could easily take Jean's power. Hell, she could get it while Jean was asleep. Like, how is Rogue not the most powerful mutant? I was about to make a joke, but I think the word I would have used in my joke is banned on Twitch. It's a 4-letter word that starts with S. Or, hell, I think even Gambit would be. Mostly because he has more practice with his power than Jean did. I feel like even he would be stronger. Like, I feel like Jean is only that Omega level because of the intensity. It's like that. You should also go off of control. It's like, if you can't control your power, what good is the power, really? Hence why Rogue was so scared in her first movie. I'm trying to think of something else to talk about. I mean, they can be less powerful. Like, Red Skull really isn't that powerful. He's just smart. And he's not even smarter than, like, Punisher or Cap. He's just... in essence, he's lucky. Because hand-to-hand, Cap can beat him. Punisher can beat him. Punisher's more likely to just shoot him. But Punisher could beat him. And quickly. I guess for movies, they have to kind of amp them up a little bit, so they're stronger, and it makes for a nice on-screen fight. Takes the entire movie to figure it out. Powerful works. Like, I do know what you're getting at. I'm just being a pedantic asshole. Because intellect goes into power, too. It's like if you're playing D&D, if you have a pure brute force barbarian with no intelligence, and I don't want to cast shade on the barbarians, but I'm casting shade because I don't think they start with a boost to intelligence. If I remember right, they don't start with a boost to intelligence. But if you have your barbarian with we'll say with 2 intelligence out of the however many I can't remember you can get. Depending on your campaign, I know it can be a lot higher. So, like, we'll say it's a short campaign, you can get up to, like, 20 in your stats. Even though I'm pretty sure that's a fairly common number. But your barbarian's not going to be able to, like, figure out the puzzles, or in some cases, if you're fighting a wizard. Yeah, some of the races do. Most elves. 20 is generally the max. Okay, perfect. So, like, 2 out of 20 is extremely low. Thank you for saying that, because it's been a long time since I played D&D. So 2 out of 20, you're not going to be able to haggle, you're not going to be able to... I guess haggling also uses charisma. But, you're not going to be able to figure out a lot of the puzzles. All you're going to be able to do is punch things really hard. So yeah, you're powerful, but if you're not well-rounded enough to help the team, are you really that powerful? Or are you just the meat? You're just the brawn. You're the opposite of Penguin in the Batman comics. You're immensely stupid, but you can punch things really hard. You're the opposite of most Batman villains, now that I think about it. Because Clayface, Bane, and... Clayface and Bane are the only two I can think of that rival him in... that can, like, really go hand-to-hand with him. Because Catwoman, Ivy, Harley, all have to use agility to fight with him. To outplay him. Whereas if you're a wizard with 0 strength, you're all spec'd into wisdom and intelligence, you're still not helpful. What if you're fighting a fire dragon with resistance to magic? So I'm pretty sure dragons have resistance to magic. It's like... power, I would say power is the right word, because a lot goes into power. No clue on the Dragonon? I'm pretty sure. I don't have the monster handbook, but I'm pretty sure they have resistance. So, like... That's why you see a lot of, like, comic book villains ending up teaming up. Because the hero will generally be more powerful than them. Other than the Hulk. Hulk himself has no intelligence. Banner is very intelligent, but he has no strength. So, like, most heroes are well-rounded. And then it's the villains who are generally... They've only spec'd into strength or intelligence. Or, agility. In the case of, like, Black Widow. Who I believe was initially a villain for either Hawkeye or for Captain America. I don't remember which. So For Marvel, the comic characters I can really think that are well-rounded are like Ultron, Thanos, Galactus, would I argue MODOK? I wouldn't argue MODOK. Loki, since he's a fucking god. The only one he doesn't really match with is Thor. And Hulk. Those are the ones I can really think of. Mephisto. And all his wonderfulness. I think that's also part of why I like the mutants. Because several of them are most of them are very intelligent. That's why Xavier built his school, to help make them well-rounded. To help them learn how to understand and use their powers. To make sure their intelligence is what it needs to be to survive in the human world, but also as a mutant, where you might have to be a hero sometimes. But you definitely get the ones who are less well-rounded than most heroes are normally, which is really nice. It's like, they're not this genius with high fighting ability and immortality, and then you look at Logan and you're like, oh fuck, you're immortal. Did you have to be immortal? Well, I'm not immortal, I just heal from everything, including death itself, unless I'm fucking atomized. And Deadpool. Deadpool is a mutant. Who, even if he's atomized, is immortal. And Deadpool kills Deadpool. You see him be killed in the same way he kills Wolverine, and he still heals from it. I feel like this is a really good stream game. So I've done nothing but interact with you and talk. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's been more interaction today because I'm getting less distracted. Yeah, okay. That's kind of what I thought. Because, yeah, I'm very much less distracted than normal. I reached my power? Yes! Baby! What else is in this bag? Oh. Hey, deodorant. Okay. Ha. Also, Don, I want to say thank you. Like, you are wonderful. You reliably show up, which is... Honestly, you are the first person to do that. And it's wild, like... wild to me, because I very much did this just so I'd have an excuse to not feel bad about playing games. That, and it did help me meet quite a few people that I don't play with anymore. But, like, yeah, thank you. It's a lot more enjoyable when you show up. Alright, let's do it this way. Oh, I am honored! I'm very glad that you enjoy them that much. I'm very glad I can be a good part of your Sunday. Is this the extraordinary Dr. Powerwash? We got your details from Cal. We've got a dirty old house and needs some TLC. I still wonder why they use this fancy pants shock-absorbing rubber compound for the... Not good old-fashioned creosote! Because this rubber stuff's a lot nicer to land on than creosote. Your child's gonna bounce, not splat. No, that's wonderful. I'm really glad I can be a highlight. I am gonna try to start streaming on Saturdays. My semester for university ends, and for my next semester, because I'm trying to move out of where I live currently, state, not just house, not just family's house, but state entirely. So I decided I'd take my next semester online. Which means my time management has to be better. But it means my Saturdays are now open. So I'm probably gonna start trying to stream on Saturdays as well. I don't promise anything. It depends entirely on how I think I can manage my time in my next semester. But yeah, we'll see. If I do that, I'll probably end up doing what I used to want to do, where I'd have different types of games on different days. I think it used to be horror Saturdays and chilled Sundays. Back when I wanted to, like, grind at being a streamer. Before I decided I'd rather just kind of chill with it. is the better idea. I would say I'd stream during the week, but with the job I currently have, I'm way too tired to do that. If I decide to, it'll be once in a blue moon when I'm really bored. Or have a week off. But so, if that's something you're game for, wonderful. I'll let you know, and I'll probably start updating my stream schedule. Oh, that's part of why I would keep it. I would want to keep it just a couple days. So, like, I've burnt myself out of streaming before, which is a huge part of why I decided I didn't want to try to be, like, a hardcore streamer. Because it made me hate one of my favorite games. Like, I haven't opened Dead by Daylight than to renew Twitch drops. Because it burnt me out of streaming and that game so hard that I ended up taking several months break, and just, like, it very disappointingly, like, ruined a couple things that I loved. So yeah, I'll probably just keep it to Saturdays and Sundays. But I'm glad you like them that much, and I thank you greatly, because that's genuinely awesome, and not something I expected. Because you haven't backseated, which I've had people come to my streams reliably before, back when I played Dead by Daylight and streamed it. And they would backseat so goddamn fucking hard. So, like, it is refreshing to have you, because you're chill. I think it's time to do another small thing. Fucking thunder. Give me a second, I'm checking the weather. Oh. The weather app says it's sunny. That wide one got a lot less off than I thought it would. Alright. Oh, awesome! I didn't even... was unexpected. That did take a little longer. Okay, okay. Like, sometimes, I think it was a couple weeks ago, I said you could. Because it was one of those things of, like, I don't know what I'm doing here. If I'm doing something dumb, feel free to let me know. I forget what game that was, but I remember I said I wouldn't be offended if you, like, very basic, easy, light things, not, like, insane things. Oh, are you part of the roof? Yeah, you're part of the roof. Which means I haven't done any of this. So, like, thank you for being really chill about it, even when I ask for your help. Because it makes it much easier. Was it Bendy? Was it that long ago? Because I know I did ask for your help with Bendy as well. Like, when I was stuck just going in circles, I remember asking for that. I thought I did for another game. I know I asked a few questions when I did Minecraft. Pretty sure they were more aesthetical things, though. Oh, why are you stuck? Come on. God damn it. Thank you, good lord. Two? Oh, Grody. There we go. There we go. Sure. That's done. Jesus, come on. And this is definitely one that if I'm just kind of looking around, trying, like, confused on where I missed the spot, feel free to tell me. I won't feel too, like, I will not be upset about that. Because you saw with the rover how fucking lost I was on that mystery. So, yeah. We'll do another Cult of the Lamb stream soon. Because I think I remember you enjoying that. I really enjoyed it. So I do want to get back to it. I did finally figure out the Twitch integration. Have a nice day. That makes sense. It probably is, and I'm just kind of like fabricating something else in my head. We'll do Dark Revival soon as well. So, we'll have a few things coming up. I do have a couple of, like, games built on Twitch integration. So I want to get to those, but because they're built on integration, I want to try to wait until I have more people watching, if that makes sense. Because if it's just one person, the result is always known. Dark Revival. I'm really excited about that one. I wanted to try and finish Boris, but, like, it felt so slow. I don't think I'm gonna be able to. I don't think it's feasible to do that on stream, because, like, I'm sure you've noticed, if it's like a casual game or too slow, I don't enjoy playing it on stream. Because those are the kinds of games that I only spend a minute or two on at a time. Obviously, more than that, but, like, a very short amount of time on them at once. I don't, like, go hard on them. So, yeah, we'll skip over that one. If I feel like I'm missing bits of the story because I skip over it, I'll ask you. I'm trying to think of if I have anything else I really want to do. I have an entire, like, section category in my Steam library titled Stream Series of games that when I started streaming, I'm like, yeah, this would be cool to play, and this would be cool to play. And then I burnt out, obviously, and it's like I'm very selective about what I play, both on and off camera now. I do want to get through a lot of those, though. Because I think they're super cool. The entire Assassin's Creed franchise is in there. Because it's one of my favorite games. There's no way I'm not playing that all the way through on Steam or on stream. Okay. That's comforting. That means I'm not gonna miss too much. Do you know about how long it's taken you? Like, is that a one stream thing? Is that or is that a 2 or 3 stream thing? Like, can I end up doing it like I did the first Bendy game, where I grinded through it all in one go? A multiple stream thing? Alright. I'm cool with that. I'll Google the playtime just in case, but, like, I'm not opposed to a multi-stream thing. It's a bit longer. Okay, and the first one took me, what, 4 hours? So yeah, definitely a multi-stream thing. Alright, I think that'll be enough. Alright, I know we were talking about how filthy all that was before. That is caked on mud. There is no mud in this playground, so it's not like, oh, the kids just decided to have a mud fight. That's like, Noah came back and said, if you don't follow my orders, there will be a great flood lasting 40 days and 40 nights. And they didn't listen to him, so he decided to break the dam. I didn't want to show too much of my ex-religious knowledge. I'm still actually, like, very bitter about most of my time in religion. But, like, yeah, that's definitely not just, like, kids playing. That's fucking caked on mud. This was in the bottom of a fucking lake. Too much of it contradicts itself, contradicts logic, contradicts history, like, you can't be everything at once. You can't be the ultimate word, ignore science, ignore yourself half the time. And still somehow claim to be absolute truth. That's just not how it works. But, you know the story I was getting at. There is historical evidence to show that there was a flood in the Mesopotamian areas. You can see flood markings in the rock. However, the Euphrates and the Tigris have both flooded before. And it is not surprising that they, especially since in between them's a fucking valley, it's just unreasonable to think that that particular story happened the exact way it's said in that book. Anyway, moving on, because that's a very touchy subject for everyone on the Earth. Why were we talking about murders with Bendy? Or was that one Have a Nice Death? That one was Have a Nice Death, I remember this. And it makes more sense because of the game. Alright, let's check out the caked on mud on this. It's not mud. That looks like vomit. Or something else, but I would hope it's not something else. We're going to assume it's not something else, it's vomit. Because that makes sense for these kinds of playground equipment. Did you ever get to write on these? It was actually because you were recommending me a book about murder. Ha! That doesn't surprise me. It's a very good book. I still have not continued it. Because I still really don't want to read about that first murder. But regardless, I still recommend it. My English teacher, I think she said she finished it. And it's like, oh, you have more power than I do. I really don't want to read that first murder. It's like, that's the ultimate kind of fucked up to me. Okay, Instagram, I don't care. That feels really good how, like, smoothly I'm able to do that. I was going to say something and I completely forgot what it was. I wouldn't say that's a bad thing. Because, like, it does also talk about the World's Fair that year. One chapter will be about the crazy guy, and, like, you don't get the first murder until I think I was nearly halfway through the book. But one chapter will be about that guy, and then the next chapter will be about the World's Fair. Specifically, like, all the architectural elements, which I love. We've gone over that before. I love architecture. I think we went over that in my Minecraft stream. Just another thing I haven't played for a couple weeks, because I was very not happy with the friend that owns the server. But, oh, I can just slide under those. Sweet! Right. I'm good at info dumps. I was learning to be a teacher. Originally. And I might double back and do that again. Oh, no, I'm gonna finish this degree. Get a job in this field and then do that again. Sweet! Oh, I remember what I was going to ask. Did you ever get to ride on one of these things at a playground? Are you old enough to have done that? The one at my grandma's playground I remember was removed when I was like 10 or 12. Or the playground nearest my grandma's house, is what I should say. And I thought it was awesome. It was very nauseating, but it was awesome. Wait, why is there a plug? That was called the plug. That worries me. They built this knowing people would be sick. Seats and straps? Lame. No, that's a very good thing. The school nearest my house when it was built, and still, but when it was built, they had one of these, but it was like just a circle bar, up on everyone wound up standing on this. This is safer. We're gonna choose the less safe option. That's awesome. But the school nearest my house has one of these kind of. It's an overhead bar that's just a circle. So you grab onto it, and it's tilted so that the person at the top comes down, and it makes its own movement that way. So you need at least 2 people. And I remember asking one of my friends, and he's like, "Oh, I don't know. Let's ask my dad." And his dad's like, "Well, they say it's safer." So me and my friend, "Hey, we're going over here." We went back with our knees and our hands absolutely scraped up. And he's like, "Alright, it's not safer." It's very cool. They still have it, and I love it. Obviously, I do not use it anymore. But, I thought it was awesome. I still think it's awesome, to be entirely honest. Is that the last of the equipment? No, there's still a Stegosaurus. Fuck. Rather than replace that, by the way, because it is part of, like, the jungle gym playground they put in when it was built. So rather than replace that, even though it still leads to more injuries than almost anything on that playground does, they replaced the tether balls. I don't think they even replaced them. They just took the ball and rope off. It's like, really? I know why. I know it's because kids kept getting hit in the head, but like, ugh. I fucking love that guy. I don't have TikTok on my phone right now because I got a new phone back in January, and I only just put Instagram back on it. I put it on so I could send my friend something that she asked for. Because messaging compression fucks up videos. But I love that guy. We're testing how safe playgrounds are. Throws the doll head first into a piece of playground equipment. Kids can at least avoid throwing their head onto the playground equipment, but that's hilarious. I love it. Alright, we're gonna go through and find all the things that would be unsafe for that plastic doll in a second. Well, you're in the way. Creosote is fungicidal, cheap, absolute joy to pour. Admittedly, it's also profoundly toxic to humans when ingested. Swings and roundabouts. Creosote hurts so much more to fall on. I'm pretty sure I'm actually still too young to be able to say that with any confidence. I think there was like 1 or 2 playgrounds with it. That is awesome. I feel like that goes for anyone on social media. If you're not actively on social media and you don't see them, you can be so fucking confused. Which makes it that much more entertaining. It's like an inside joke that only you and most of the internet knows. Alright. Hold on. Okay. We're gonna leave that. That'll be the very last thing I clean up. Go all the way around. Okay. Hey, Ryloopy! I was talking about you earlier. I was saying I needed to get back into playing games with you. Which is very funny, because, like, I don't think we've actually talked in a while. So the fact that I was talking about you earlier and you pop in is spooky. I'm great. How are you? I think last time we talked, you were getting ready to move. And that was still almost a year ago. It's good to see you again. It is mildly spooky, but it's very good to see you again. Good, moved back. Oh, wow, you moved back? I understand that entirely. Expensive. And any other factor that may be existent, of course, but... Your ears were burning. Alright, very good to see you again. Okay, no, that's on the blue. It's... Okay, just... That's another good movie, Dawn. Oregon was too cold. Ah! I thought you guys were staying in Arizona when you moved. I didn't know it was like you were moving several states and an entire climate away. No, that's understandable, and I'm pretty sure Oregon's a lot more expensive than... I know it's more expensive than where I live. I shouldn't have said the state that you were in before. My bad. But I wouldn't be too surprised if it was more expensive than where you were before. Nope, move states and back, but still out of the house. Oh, okay. That's good. That's awesome. Still jealous. I can definitely not afford to get out of my family's house right now. That's true, I don't. Other than online, I don't know you. Yeah, no, good for you. And, like, congrats on understanding that you and your other did not like the climate. Because that's a huge thing. The state I'm trying to move to, Florida, is I already know it's not a climate I want to be in, but like my sister's there. And I didn't want to used to admit it, but I'm very close with my sister. That, and she works for Disney. So, like, I have an excuse to go to Disney. Oh, do you mean the alligators, the mosquitoes, or the humidity? Give me a couple seconds and I can go show you what state I'm in. It's like, you're not wrong. Moving to Florida is going to murder me. My sisters loved it, but she's also more of a summer person, and I'm not. I'm a winter person. So moving to Arizona would be murderous for me as well. Florida at least doesn't have the dry heat of 300 degrees. I feel bad. You finally pop up and I'm insulting your home state. I'm so sorry. That's incredibly rude of me. Yeah, that's also true. But does Arizona really have seasons? I'm 90% sure you guys have heat and floods. Has the right stuff for Will-O-the-Wisps? I don't remember. But yeah, does Arizona really have seasons? And then done? I do not know or remember. Hot, less hot, and water. That's also hot. That's comparable to what I was told Hawaii is. Hot, slightly less hot, warm, and warm water. Yeah, you guys have hot season and monsoon season and nothing in between. Which, I mean, that's what my sister had when she was going to college in the southern part of my state. And it was, I feel awful for saying this, it was hilarious to see all the college kids who had not been in monsoon season in the southern part freak out because suddenly the streets were filled with water. I'm a terrible person, but it was fucking hilarious. There's 3 feet of water outside my dorm. Yep. Just stay home today. I know Florida would be bad for me, but when I was 18, I think that was... How long ago were we playing games? 2 years ago? 3 years ago? I think it was 2 years ago, and then I burnt out of playing games in general. Oh, he's always been in Oregon. Oh. My bad, I thought you were both Arizona natives. So he's going to get to experience 2 years. We still talked, but you left. Yeah, I'm sorry, I burnt out. Between Reddit and streaming, I really burnt out of especially Dead by Daylight. But, so 2 years before you knew me, because I was 21. Dino Toes. This would be premium content most other places on the internet. I don't like that I made that joke. Oh, gods. Hey, good to know. I will try to tune in. But, when Dirty Toes. That's even more expensive. I really don't like that I'm saying this. Because that's not the kind of exclusive that I watch. Oh gods. But yeah, when I was 18 and 19, so 2 hours before you knew me, Don. Or not Don. Loopy. I was trying to move to New Orleans. Like, I had found a house I'd put in for a transfer in my at work because I worked for Hilton and I could transfer. So I put in for a transfer. They said, yeah, if you can find a place to live, we'll take you once you move down. And that's even more swampy and mosquito-y. So I at least vaguely know what I'm getting into, but also Florida is going to murder me. The state is gonna, not the people, the state itself. They do. That's a huge part of why I wanted to move there. Don, are you in the US or are you just confused by everything we're saying? I think I've asked before. I feel like you're in the US because you're able to catch these streams. Party time! Mardi Gras! My French teacher would be so pissed with how I pronounced that. And the same hellscape as you. Okay. That's good. So you're not lost too much, hopefully. Oh, Riley, you missed this entire bit, but we decided this, especially the Stego slide, was in the bottom of Crystal Lake. Because, like, that's fucking caked on mud. It's awesome. Dawn. I'm not the only one who thinks it was spooky. I mentioned her earlier, right? Because, I mean, I know, like, the universe isn't that complex. I know I believe in ghosts and the occult and shit, but, like, the universe isn't that complex. But, like, spooky? Also, I kind of forgot I have webcam on. That might be the first time Riley's seen my face. Ooh, whoops, right loopy. So I don't think when we were doing Dead by Daylight together I had a webcam. I just asked if you thought it was also kind of spooky. Oh, okay. There we go. Alright, the bench. The bench! Like, it's awesome. Also spooky. I've noticed it'll happen occasionally. Like, I'll talk about people I knew in high school, and then they'll reach out. Hey, I've not seen you in a while. I know we weren't that close, but let's go get drinks sometime. We do it at a cheap place. I know a few cheap places. I don't want to spend $30 on a rum and coke. Alright. It says there's still more than 3 things. Slide platform. Tower floor undersides, tower floors. Support struts. Oh. Okay. Oh, whoa. I thought I got this one. I did not. Go. Floor, tower floor, underside. Alright. There we go. Oh, what? I wasn't expecting that. There we go. Pop my hand. Large bridge slats. This one? Okay. Slide platform. Where are you? Oh. Tower floors. Ew. Floor edge. Okay, this might take a while. Nope, didn't take too long. What's the last two? Okay. Large blue floor, small blue floor. Oh, never mind. What did I miss? Okay. There we go. Okay, last piece. It didn't even let me finish cleaning it. Ugh. Hurrah! Super job on the playground, Dirt Finder. Looking at it now, I'll admit there may have been the odd fleck of dirt here and there. You jackass. Aren't there so many colors in this world? And aren't there just too many colors in this world? Too many, perhaps. Anyway, you've got this bleeding worry words off my back, and for that I cannot thank you enough. What an a-hole. Oh, I guess it was dirty. Alright, let's see. Equipment. We are getting the extension, we are getting that. We're getting this extension as well. Yeah, fuck it, why not? Let's do the smaller one. How long have I been going? Well, about 2.5, 2 hours 40. Heavy rotation. Oh, I didn't see it pop up. So I just realized I wasn't drinking this. It'll never be sponsored, but this is like my favorite drink. Highly recommend it. I'm so glad you're here. Calvin's such a good boy. He's a volcanologist, you know? I was about to ask if you saw the volcano too. But them saying that just confirms that, yeah, there's a volcano back there. It seems you're very close to Calvin, presumably from it. Yeah, that's active. That's like smoking. That's like one of the first things they noticed before St. Helens blew its lid. Was little amounts of smoke, followed by it kind of bubbling the rock around it. Oh, I was saying, you seem to be pretty close to Calvin, so like, Is this like his family member? Is she or are they expecting me to discount this? Is that hell no? If anything, I'm increasing the price. Just kidding, I wouldn't do that to family members. And most close friends. There are absolutely some close friends that just to fuck with them I'd do that. With that said, I was talking about the upcoming streams that I'm going to have done. There is one I forgot to mention. Next Saturday, what is it? Oh, it's my brother's birthday. Okay, so next Sunday then probably I will either have 2 streams or it'll just be the one, but it will be in AutoCAD. One of my friends messaged me and said, hey, it's a long ways out, but partially so we can give you an excuse to get the practice. Do you want to throw together a couple of small home designs for us? And I'm like, yeah, I can do that. And I'm not going to make them pay, because it's like, well, there's no way that right now, A, they could afford to do that. B, I'm not, like, licensed or anything. To professionally make and sell house plans, so... But yeah, I want to kind of play around with that, so that's probably what next Sunday is going to be. Kind of like how I did when I was playing with Blender. I'm not even using the right tool. BBW. So how do I like... How do I eat? This one. Oh, this is so much better. I mean, not really. Is that... Maybe it is. Okay. Okay, so it's a couple clicks better than everything else. Well, than the last one, not everything. How do I use... How do I... Do I have a cleaner? Thought I had a cleaner. Welcome back. I did not buy the cleaner for this one. Did I not buy the cleaner for this one? Thought I did. No. Can this get the ground better? Oh, a little, yeah. This is such a nice, like, relaxing game. I finished the dino, I'm so sorry. I think I... Can I still show you the time-lapse? Thatched house, what's... And back garden playground. Overview. I can still show you this. Ta-da! I really like that they did that. Right? This is such a nice game. Love the little time lapse they give. I don't know what that little ding was. Eh? Eh? Harper, what are you on? I do not want to clean up a skyscraper after a giant gorilla smashed it to hell. Okay, either of you two, I know Dawn and I have talked about it, but like, the amount of caked on mud at the bottom, how the fuck do you manage that? Like, are these people living in the biblical time? Are they ignoring Noah? And his ye olde boat with no windows? And no real air outlets? Oh, I wanted to get just the door handle, but okay. Oh, that's the whole of the gutter, not just the gutter pipe? What? Like, seriously, how does your house get that fucking filthy? I feel like that's an unreasonable amount of shit. It's like, who would live in this? Who would let their house get this bad? I love the little dings, though. Gonna get the rest of the windows first, just so they can see out of their house. Like, yo. No, you're good, Don. You're good. I was pretty quiet for a bit. I was marveling at how filthy the house was. Because, I mean, just how... How do you let a house obtain this much mud on its walls? Yeah, there's no window on this side. The front of the house looks great. Okay, that's gonna require me to go up there. Like, the front of the house looks fine now. There's another window. Boom! They can at least see out of their house while I finish cleaning the rest of it. Right? Ash, mold, mud. There's probably some, like, crystallized rock buried into the wall from that thing exploding. Let's get the gutter. Like, I would kind of hope that that did go off to make this house so filthy. But I mean, now they can at least look out their windows while I finish cleaning everything. So... I keep forgetting my webcam's on, so I keep biting and sticking out my tongue. And then I realize it's on, and it's like, that's a really weird thing to just be watching. Let's do posts. So, I mean, we got the front of the house. That's the part I needed to do all at once. It's like, if you're walking out of your house, driving out of your house, you don't want to be stepping in ash and mud and soot. Or maybe you do. I don't want to judge your life choices, you know, but, like, I wouldn't. Maybe that's why they chose to live so close to an active volcano. They looked at their spouse and went, "Honey, do you know what I think we could use? Walking around in more brimstone and fire and soot." And for some reason, their spouse didn't try to argue. We're gonna get the rest of the back porch just so they can walk outside if they so desire. Mom keeps messaging me. They're getting really excited with how it's looking. Sounds like you're doing great. Ah, Calvin, thank you. Good to know it was your mother. Now, better question, why does your mother live next to an active volcano? What kind of crazy masochists do you live with? I would be willing to bet pooped on the bed. Or just the carpet. There we go. They can walk outside for the most part without being swarmed by shit. Okay, let's wait for a second. Oh, on your lap! Oh, that's even worse. I am so sorry, Don. Oh, that's equally pleasant. I can do pretty close. Bird, nice lizards. I mean, that's what cats do, right? But, like, do they normally put it on your lap? Because I know they're, like, crows and they'll bring you gifts. All right. Yeah. I guess crows don't give it to you to eat. They give it to you because they find value in it. That's still a pretty similar thing, right? Hold the fuck on. Look at that color difference. Use them in doorways. I feel like that's kind of spooky. I finished the wall? I did finish. Okay. Got all the bricks around the house. Does your friend's cat do it at night or just during the day? Because, like, if they're doing it at night, that'd be fucking terrifying. Open the bathroom door and just see a mouse laying in front of it, like, that'd be terrifying. Even Pops is out of his fucking chair. I mean, I don't blame them. Both. Oh, that's terrifying. Like, I want a cat because I do like them. That said, I also want a dog. My family currently has dogs too. But like, if I were to have any animal, crow, cat, whatever, and they decided to leave a gift right outside a door at night, so that when I open it, it's just like, oh, bam, what the f-? I'd be terrified. I would assume they are possessed. Especially if it was a previously living thing. I would feel like it's trying to send a message. You're next! I think that's all the walls now, right? Yeah, that's all the walls. Both indoor. Oh, Jesus. This is so nice, I might not even have to get on the roof. Oh no, I'm gonna have to, because I have to clean inside the gutters. There it goes. Yeah, we're gonna get on the roof. I feel like it'll go faster. I don't know what those little, like, light-sounding dings are. I feel like I should, though. Go. What do you mean the gutter's still dirty? Oh, fuck. There we go. Eat! Woohoo. Boy, ladder. What all is left? The roof, the posts. No frames. What? Bogus. Gutters, yeah. The driveway isn't done? Okay. It looks pretty done. Okay, come on. I keep getting stuck on the roof. The movement in this game does not seem optimized. Are you able to just power wash rust off? So I feel like all those orange spots are probably rust, and I feel like you'd need to like sandblast that, not just power wash it. This is really relaxing, and I'm very sorry I've been just dead silent the last couple minutes, but like, damn you. So where are these other... Oh, right. Posts are on... There you are. All good, no worries. Ew. There we go. Driveway's done. This set of bricks. This set of bricks. Window frame. There we go. And on that note, do I have enough money to buy shit? Why did it have to be a stationary camera? I would have loved to see the time lapse of the back too. That's lame. Bogus. Okay. That's where I'm gonna end it. We're gonna switch it to just chatting. And I'm gonna quit. So thank you both for coming in. I'd say I'm gonna stream next Saturday, but it's my brother's birthday, so I'm gonna be hanging out with him. So next Sunday I'll either be in CAD or I'll be playing. What do I want to play next Saturday? We'll play Resident Evil. I think that's what it will be. I'll do CAD off camera because I like it way too much. I don't want to turn it into a stream. So next Sunday will be probably Resident Evil, unless I really change my mind. But see you then. Thank you both.